Honorable Defence Minister, Shri Manohar Parrikar, Admiral D.K. Joshi, the Chairman, National Maritime Foundation, Chairman, Chiefs of Staffs Committee and Chief of the Air Staff, Chief of the Army Staff, Chief of the National Fleet Review, and sparing his valuable time to be with us for this seminar on partnerships for future maritime security in the future. It is also a privilege for me to address this august audience, which represents the collective wisdom of world's navies which have come together at Visakhapatnam for the International Fleet Review. One look at the review anchorage, where ships from all over the world are anchored in formation, is a pointer to indicate that we may be separated by geography, but we are certainly united by the oceans. The seas around us are gaining newfound importance as each day goes by because of their linkages with the blue economy. And I have no doubt that the current century is the century of the seas. Global maritime partnerships and networking among navies are therefore emerging as the new order of the 21st century. The threat perception in the maritime domain is as wide and varied as it comes. Who could have imagined that in the 21st century we would once again be grappling with pirates, or that the major threat in the maritime domain would be from asymmetric warfare and maritime terrorism? The sea itself to cooperation and maintaining peace and stability in the maritime domain is the collective responsibility of coastal states. This can best be achieved by a cooperative and a collaborative approach. And I would like to suggest 3 focus areas for partnerships for a secure maritime future. The first one is information exchange. Exchange of wide shipping information today is on him. What if we were to network all these mariners on merchant ships out at sea and look at an aspect related to a wider networked global commons in the future? The second focus area would be aspect related to cooperation in maritime security. Cooperation among navies of the world for anti-piracy has led to reduction in the menace of piracy in the Gulf of Aden International Transit Corridor and of the coast of Somalia. I believe we need to extend this template to have a framework of cooperation, perhaps under the umbrella of the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium, to meet the other challenges at sea as well. The Indian Ocean region is prone to natural disasters, and it's a source of great threat to the countries in the region. 70% of the world's natural disasters occur in the Indian Ocean region alone. And as we are all aware, the maritime domain provides the ideal accessibility for providing disaster relief. And this could well be another focus area where we look at cooperation for humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. India has given priority to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief at the national level. Every ship of the Indian Navy which proceeds on an overseas deployment is ready for HADR. We could therefore look at tangible cooperative engagement to provide a collective response by the navies towards humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. The Indian Ocean region has emerged as the world's center of gravity in the maritime domain. It is the 3rd largest water body in the world, spanning an area of 68.5 million square kilometers. 1/3 of the world's humanity lives in the countries which surround the rim of the Indian Ocean. It has also emerged as the global economic highway, with 66% of the world's oil, 50% of the world's container traffic, 33% of the world's cargo traffic passing on the waters of the Indian Ocean. Another fact that distinguishes the Indian Ocean from the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean is that 80% of the oil and trade that emanates from the Indian Ocean is extra-regional in nature. This implies that if there is any impediment to the free flow of trade or oil in the Indian Ocean region, this would have a detrimental impact not just on the economies of the region, but the global economies as well. Therefore, stability, security, and safety in the Indian Ocean region is of paramount importance for the peace and prosperity in the Indian Ocean itself. The countries of the Indian Ocean region are essentially maritime in nature, with a natural outflow towards the seas and large maritime interests. The responsibility of protecting these maritime interests falls squarely on the shoulders of men in white uniform, because it is the responsibility of the Coast Guards and the navies to ensure that our maritime interests, which have a vital relationship with the region's economic growth, are allowed to develop unhindered at all times. The navies of the world have a unique responsibility to keep the global commons safe and secure. And I believe that partnerships and fostering partnerships in the maritime domain is a way ahead. I'm sure that the discussions and deliberations during the seminar will throw up some suggestions to chart the way ahead. I wish the seminar all success. Thank you. Jai Hind.